Hey Oklahoma, Chip Keating here. I am running for governor of the great state of Oklahoma. A little background about myself. I'm a former state trooper in my earlier years. I did that for about 4 years where I met my wonderful wife Brittany. We are raising 3 beautiful children. I'm originally from Tulsa, live in Oklahoma City now. My 16-year-old daughter, 14-year-old son, 8-year-old daughter. They're the love of my life. My wife is the love of my wife. I thought I was going to be in law enforcement my whole career. I have never held a public office or been elected to public office. I've been in the private sector. I cut my teeth in the oil and gas business and left Chesapeake Energy in 2009 when I started my own small business in oil and gas and real estate investments. But something important to me is service and having a servant heart. I've been very active in our state, in our community, philanthropically, civically over the years. Was asked to come serve as Oklahoma Secretary of Public Safety, which I did in 2019 and 20. That's when I had my first glimpse into the dysfunctionality of state government. I served during some very challenging times, most notably during the George Floyd riots in the summer of 2020, when we had looters, rioters, ANTIFA coming into our state, infiltrating our state and trying to change our way of life, kneeling with Black Lives Matter. We saw that happening with some of our city leaders around this state. But I will tell you, as your Secretary of Public Safety, courage and leadership matter in a very important way. We had the courage to push back, enforce the law, and set the example at the time by President Trump of how you deal with civil unrest across the country. Very proud of that service. I agreed to serve the state in my 2-year capacity, and I went back to the private sector. Had no intention to run for public office, and when the phone rang about a year and a half, I didn't say no to the idea, but didn't say no, yes initially as well. And that's because who is running for office? The reality is I'm running in a field of career office hopping politicians. Oklahoma is 50th in literacy. 1 in 4 of our 8th graders cannot read. We're #1 per capita incarcerated. No more talk about how we fix education. Common sense policies. Other states have done it. We've heard of the Mississippi Miracle. They went from 50th to 15th in education. It's sound public policy. The courage to do the right thing. Not to think about the next office. Do what you are elected to do. Oklahoma can't afford at this juncture to remain last in literacy and our educational outcomes. We haven't modernized our tax system in 100 years. We've got to get serious and have a smart outside person with the right leadership style to get rid of our state income tax if we're going to compete nationally. We have to freeze property taxes for our seniors. But again, I'm running against folks that have been around for a very long time, and they're talking about these issues that frankly they haven't been able to fix. Lastly, one of the most important issues facing our state is the illicit drug crisis that we brought upon ourselves when we passed State Question 788. Our state legislature has utterly failed on this. We have not delivered medical marijuana. We have an illicit drug crisis in our state. We have the CCP operating here. We have the Sinaloa cartel operating here, the Russian mob. As a state trooper, I know what it's like to put my hands on these very dangerous people. We live in a God-fearing conservative red state, but we govern like a blue state. Enough's enough. We need an outsider like President Trump who's going to come in here, fix these issues, and go back to the private sector. I'm running to be governor for Oklahoma, for a greater Oklahoma, and then I'm going back to the private sector. And I'll close with this. If any of the folks you're going to hear from as you make your decision would have fixed the problems, why haven't they done it already? So I hope you will join our team. Check us out at Keating2026.com, and I'd love to have your support. God bless you.